What's going on? I'm your host, Talking Face, and this could be news brought to you by Royal Family Studios. This has been a really tough week for America, and it's because everybody has lost their mind. It started earlier in the week with the incident in Central Park where a black man confronted a white woman about not having her dog on a leash. It quickly escalated once these two people had a conversation.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the Ramble, and there is a man, African-American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
She was deemed a racist by social media, even though she's a white liberal, lost her job, lost her dog, and I guess everybody's happy now. What she said was a little racist, saying that you're going to tell the police that an African-American man is attacking you. You're pretty much perpetuating racism on the NYPD. That was wrong. But then the black guy was wrong as well, because it's like, dawg, just mind your business. It has nothing to do with you. Could have left the whole situation alone and nobody would have known about it. But then the racist narrative continued, because a white officer killed a black man in Minnesota. His name was George Floyd, because they said that he committed a crime and he was resisting arrest, and they said that's the reason why he ended up in the situation that he was in. But videos tell a different story, and I'm not going to show the videos because they're a little graphic and YouTube doesn't like that. But that same day where the incident occurred, that officer was immediately fired, because evidence shows that you overdid it. And then the mayor came on and had a couple of words to say about it.
Being black in America should not be a death sentence. For 5 minutes, we watched as a white officer pressed his knee into the neck of a black man. For 5 minutes. When you hear someone calling for help, you are supposed to help. This officer failed in the most basic human sense.
God, that extra solemn voice is so condescending when people do it. I swear I hate when I see it on the media. Those were great words, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for keeping that narrative going about this country being racist. Ain't nothing but racist everywhere. It's racism, racism. After he says these words, protests ensue in his city. These protests turn into riots. There's some evidence where it started because a certain white officer broke some windows and stuff like that. But, you know, with black people, once we're already in that go mode, only thing we need is someone to throw a chair. Doesn't even have to hit anybody.
Give me my damn money. Oh my God, it's Cher! I'm mad.
So riots erupt in Minnesota, and not only Minnesota, but from Atlanta to Portland, cities across America began to riot.
The base of all this is the killing of George Floyd by a police officer in Minneapolis. So my next guest joining me now as we take a look at all of this is the former safety for the Minnesota Vikings. And
It started off as protests, but quickly turned into riots. All under the notion that it is for justice for George Floyd. But if anyone would have stayed home and watched the news, they would have seen 3 days after the incident happened with George Floyd, the officer was arrested and charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter. And more charges could come. Everyone and their mom can see that this man killed George Floyd. An officer has died in Minnesota, a protester. People are burning police cars, businesses. It's sad to see. All because you're saying that you're protesting for George Floyd. These are riots. And you think that people looked at you as animals before? How do you think they're going to see you now? I know you say there are white people in these protests and these riots as well, but that's not what the mainstream media is going to catch. They're going to catch all the black faces. Riots do not work because there is no next step. At least in the Watts riots, people actually waited till the verdict for the Rodney King incident. This man hasn't even seen a judge yet. Protests work. Organized protests work with a plan. Civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they had plans. What are we going to do to get this? We want this. The Black Panther Party, Huey Newton, Bobby Seale, they had armed, law-abiding citizens who knew the law in their acts of protest and civil disobedience. Riots look like nothing but a bunch of animals in the zoo. But that's just me. Then last on stupidity for the week is the story of the young man who was seen in a viral video, which I'm not going to show, beating up an old man in a nursing home. He was put in this nursing home in the state of Michigan under the orders of Governor Whitmer, who incentivized old folks' homes with $5,000 to take in new COVID patients. People who were tested positive for the coronavirus were sent to nursing homes, where majority of the people who are dying from this disease are old, so send them to the place where the old people are at. Everything is stupid. It's just so stupid. This was a terrible week. Terrible week. This is all stupid. But if you feel differently, let me know in the comment section. I'm your host, Talking Face. Stay prayed up. Peace.